Luana's Canyon, also known as the Slaughterhouse Canyon, located southeast of Kingman, Arizona, a quiet and eerie desert surrounds the canyon. The bright, burning yet soothing golden light dawns on you as the sun rises and sets before you. The air feels heavy, and you could see no one for miles around you. It's just you and your lonesome. And as the days grow quieter and quieter, the canyon echoes with whispers of the wind, the flirting of birds, and at fleeting moments, rustles of wildlife startles the living heebie-jeebies out of you. The more time you spend standing still, the faster your heart starts to pound and you're left with nothing but shivers across your skin. Hello there, my name is Aoi Arashi 14X, and this is Aoi's Academy 101, the Spooky Arc. As you might have guessed, today's episode is a spooky rollercoaster ride about a horrifying story that took place at a canyon filled with nothing but dreadful tales. The Slaughterhouse Canyon. Or also known as Luana's Canyon. You'll find no mention of it being a beauty without the word scary related to it. So every time you say that Luana's Canyon is beautiful, there's always the word but creepy next to it. Luana's Canyon is a place still dreaded in mystery and a tinge of thriller. I mean, who wouldn't like a bit of excitement when things just keep getting scarier and scarier? Humans are beings who face fear with excitement in their hearts, and there's nothing that could stop them. I mean, literally, every time you do something scary, you watch scary movies, and you do something scary, it's all because it's exciting. I mean, it's exciting to go to a graveyard at night and just daydream. I mean, night dream, basically. That's night, so you're night dreaming. I mean, you're not exactly sleeping, but you're awake and you're still dreaming. So it's night dreaming. I don't know. So basically, we have that little bit of excitement every time we do something scary. We watch scary movies, we do scary things, we go to scary places. That's just how human nature, it can be helped. Fear is exciting to some people. Okay, I don't mean it in a bad sense, but yes, let's. So, like some people, they just jump off a cliff or a skyscraper or a peak, like they just jump off of it without a care in the world. Of course, they strap themselves before they jump, just so that they don't end up dying, which would be very bad.
Hola, Bex.
Wait, if you're here, what happens to the chopper?
I don't know.
Oh, I see. Cool.
And like adventure is like one of the sole aspects of a human being's life. I mean, even you would find something adventurous in your life. Like there is always something that you'd try to do to make things a little more entertaining, a little more exciting. Like there are so many things we could do. And jumping off cliffs isn't the only way to enjoy things, so please refrain from doing that if possible. But well, I mean, it is exciting. I mean, I've looked at so many jumping off skyscraper videos that are so cool. I mean, people just jump off of them without a care in the world, and like parachutes going boom and bang, and that's just so cool. But please, risking your life is still dangerous, so make sure that you fasten your seatbelts or fasten your life belts before jumping off a cliff. So, I mean, scary stories are basically just similar, right? Like, you go to scary places and watch scary movies, listen to scary stories, so that you could feel that little excitement and fear at the same time. Like, we and most people just get into groups when doing that because it's a lot more fun when there's people around you to be, scared with. So if you're planning on having an Ouija game, get together, have some people around you and start playing. I don't know what's gonna happen, but please don't do anything to me using that Ouija board though. I don't want to end up unlucky. So yeah, you could try having some fun, and an Ouija board isn't really the only thing that's fun. So my suggestions aren't always right. I mean, mostly they're not right, so please refrain from that. So, I mean, urban explorers like paranormal investigators and legend trippers and people who are enthusiastic about discovering new urban legends and spooky stories and paranormal activities, like they do that in hopes of sharing their mysterious adventures with the world around them. Like they literally go around seeking who knows what kind of paranormal activity, and they want to share those kind of events with us.
Oh, I get goosebumps just talking about it. Ugh.
People who are interested in paranormal activities and scary things. So there are so many people who learn new stories, new urban legends, or they might even find new paranormal like activities around them, and they share it with the world. Videos, like there are so many spooky videos on the internet. It's freaking crazy sometimes. Like honestly. I couldn't like when I was a kid I watched this. There was a story about someone being trapped, a few people being trapped in a room for so many days without, you know, food and stuff, food, sunlight or anything, like completely blocked. And well, they turned into something very creepy at the end of the day, like after the, like a long time in that place. So it was really frightening for me and I couldn't sleep properly for days. When I was a kid, I watched that and it was scary. So please take precaution before watching these things because sometimes they might just be really dreadful and you might want to just run away sometimes. And honestly, I'm currently staying in a room without anyone around and it's frightening. Yes, it's frightening and I can actually hear myself echoing a little bit. So hopefully you're not talking about scary stuff or watching scary movies in a place like this because please don't. It's scary, really scary. So there are so many people who are interested in these things and they just go around seeking more entertainment, more fun things, more things to learn about scary things, spooky things. Right? So and urban legends are honestly one of the most common or scary stories you could find on the internet. And like if you there is this YouTube channel, I can't remember the name, but top 5 some most scary things or something. They have some cool urban legend stories and really scary stories and things like that on their channel, which are really interesting. There was a time where I watched them so much. Like I really liked that channel at the time, and like I have these phases where I watch these kind of things and then somehow let go, and then I choose a new topic and then I obsess over that. It's just ADHD stuff. Based on urban legends, you could have a completely different perspective of things in that period which happened. So, normally, when you're watching movies or normal stories, they don't really depict the bad side of things, the societal flaws. But in when you're reading urban legend stories or like watching videos, you come to understand like there is a completely different perspective in things like these, like how the world, how the society, how that particular society viewed people with you know these kind of situations and different kind of things. The Slaughterhouse Canyon. I'm pretty sure that some of you probably know the story and a lot more, but to the ones who do not, feast your ears and listen to this dreadful tale. This is a tale about a sweet little family that lived in the town of Kingman, Arizona in the 1800s. A mother, father, and their children lived poor lives in a small wooden shack in the canyons. The father was someone who dreamed big. He was someone who wanted to be rich in a time where hunger was a norm. As a gold miner, he was no different from his peers, a man who wholeheartedly tried to take care of his family in his own way. He ventured into the mountains in search of food and gold, hoping to find anything that could provide to his wife and children. He traveled weekly or monthly, hoping to find anything that could possibly satisfy his children's hunger. And like no other day, he kissed Luana, his wife, goodbye, and told them that he loved them. He told his children that he loved them and headed into the mountains to never return to them. As the days passed, the food they'd stocked up gradually slimmed down. Eventually, there was nothing left for them to eat. Luana and her children starved, and she worried for her husband. And as days passed without a word of his well-being, she was devastated, worried and heartbroken for both her children and their father. Luana couldn't handle the pressure from losing her husband, the starving children and her own hunger, driving her crazy. Little by little, she couldn't keep her sanity intact. Her children begged her for food and cried as they held her with their withered hands. They were just bones at this point. And she snapped. She couldn't control herself. She had gone completely mad. On a stormy night, Luana donned her beautiful white wedding dress, grabbed a knife, and stabbed her children. She dismembered their limbs, chopped their flesh into pieces, and tossed them into the river. As she gazed upon them and cried hysterically over what she had done, her beautiful white dress now covered in red blood from the massacre she had just committed. She cried all night long until she herself died of starvation the very next day. The Slaughterhouse Canyon, a very fitting name for the atrocious massacre that took place. Most dreadful tales have reasons behind their actions. Not everything in this world is black or white, truth or lies. There are hidden truths and white lies in this world. Nothing's ever right and nothing's ever wrong. And that's exactly why the law exists, to decide a logical and at times a humane conclusion. Urban legends are scary stories that we all love, not just because it's spooky, but because there's a lot more to it than what meets the eye. And aside from all this, I'm gonna give you a few more stories that took place at the same place. I mean, there are so many stories that took place in the Slaughterhouse Canyon, and I'm just gonna give you some of them, not all of them. Obviously, there's a lot more that took place, and I'm just gonna give you a few points. So, one story tells of prospectors who, driven mad by gold fever and isolation, turned on each other in the canyon, leading to the tales of betrayal and murder. I mean, what could be more exciting? Betrayal and murder. Another legend speaks of a mysterious hermit who lived in the canyon, scaring away travelers with eerie noises and strange lights. And then there's also a tale of a group of miners who struck it rich but vanished without a trace, leaving behind only their empty camp and scattering of gold nuggets. Some believe their ghosts still roam the canyon, protecting their hidden treasure. Another story involves a lost Spanish gold mine, rumored to be hidden in the canyon, drawing treasure hunters from far and wide, though none have found it. So, like, there are so many spooky stories about the Slaughterhouse Canyon, and if you are interested, you could do a little more research, find a little more websites which offer you a few more stories about the Slaughterhouse Canyon or other urban legends. So, there is always a ton of information on the internet for you to go around, snoop around, and find some spooky stories that could bright up your day, actually dread out your day. You're gonna get scared eventually. Someday you're gonna find a spooky story that would keep you up all night long. Doesn't that sound exciting? Like, normally you don't get scared, but there you find one story which really scares you. It gives you chills to the bones. Scary stuff. Well, anyways, that's all for today. My name is IRSU40next. This is Oz Academy 101, the spooky arc. So if you're interested, do leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment about any of the spooky stories that you know of, and I'd be happy to look them up. And if there is a time, I might, come up with a new video on urban legends or conspiracy theories, or maybe something based on Japanese urban legends, which I have like really wanted to try out. There are so many Japanese urban legends that I really love, like Kuchisaki Onna. Like, there are so many more stories in Japanese and like other countries, so I'd be delighted to, try them out sometime. So if there is an urban legend that you're interested in or you'd like me to talk about, please do drop a comment below, and I would be more than happy to check them out. And one day, maybe I'll make a video on it. So, hope we meet again. Bye bye.